Million.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know how to save videos on Instagram to my phone.
Screen record.
You click share and then there's a download button.
Okay, I'm just praying that this.
No, you can't download this one. Damn.
Works.
Oh,
Damn.
that's sad.
Okay, everybody, be on your
What?
best behavior. We're live.
Yakamashi, you should dox your Instagram right on the stream right now. Please.
No one's-
Man, I ain't got
We're
that shit.
not. We're not going to be doxing.
I forgot my car was on.
Dude, no one's gonna want to follow me on Domwo
I
and
do.
Instagram. Spelled DOMWOAH. No one's gonna want to follow that. Because I don't post ever.
Wait,
Yeah, no,
I don't know if you-
this shit Baron. Baron
I
is
don't
the
know
way
if you
to
just
rank.
said it or not, but genuinely, like, I heard you say words and then, like, it felt like it was in a different
Is
language.
that Mista holding up a kitten?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to type that out,
I
bud, because
love
I have
it.
no idea what you just said.
Okay. I'll put it in the group chat.
Uncultured people, I swear.
For real.
Huh?
I love
Okay.
it though.
I just need to
love
double check that the stream can hear my sound Spotify.
I hope that it can, but it probably won't, because Spotify sucks balls.
The shit lace.
Oh, it's the same as everything else.
Look at the third one, too. You eyeballing me?
Fucking powder ganger.
There's two options. There's a gay guy.
Ganger.
Oh no, this is not you, because he's too old to be you.
Nice.
And now I know your full legal name. I can find where you live.
Okay, what are you gonna do with that information?
Move in.
Move in. Okay. Oh.
I know where Cube lives.
Not entirely. She knows the city I live in, but not where I actually
No.
live.
I figured it
My
out.
goodness, because I'm gonna need a much larger bomb to nuke all of California, but I need a much smaller one just for a city.
Much smaller
We're
one
gonna-
for a city.
I can help. I can help.
Anyway, this is a fucking once again another weird start off to the stream. But hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome
Morning.
back to Eyes of Astra, Chapter 2, Session 9. Yesterday we were supposed to be doing it, but then it crashed midstream, and for some reason it doesn't fucking recognize where the fuck it went. So we have total issues right there, but we will continue today as we are going to have a very heavily combat-based session today. But like always, I would always want to get my players introduced that I didn't do last time because I was so brain dead. Let's see. You know what? For this one, everybody roll me initiative because this is also gonna be part of the session. We're gonna see.
Oh, Lord.
We're gonna have everybody roll initiative for this first, just for the for two things, of course, for introducing your character, but to also have it for the session.
Characters. I have to pull everything up because I'm not allowed to roll physical dice.
I got a 16.
Give me like. Hold on, because I need to fucking like. I know what initiative, but let me fucking roll this shit, man.
I have a plus
Yeah,
6 to
okay.
initiative,
I got
and I got a
10
nat 1.
I got 10 for Celeste.
Okay, hold all of that real quick because I need to put everybody's name or not a name acronym in the.
Rooney Greenblood. Rolled initiative.
Well, yes, that is her government name.
Karuni Green. No, I just saw the notification pop up for me. I got a notification when
right.
Karuni rolled
Sorry,
initiative.
let me rephrase. Everybody but Eric needs to make it.
Suck a
needs
dick.
to make an initiative because
Damn.
Eric is currently
Eric
not here.
died.
Yeah, he is not here as of current. So.
Eric actually fucking ate shit and died.
Alright, so Falcaro, I heard you got a nat 1. Shamar,
I got a 21.
21. Karuni,
15.
15. Celeste,
10.
10. And Zoro,
16.
16.
I got 27.
So 16 for your initiative. Okay.
Yeah, but it doesn't count.
Hey, you can still use that. You can still use that.
You can use it for your new
Yeah, exactly.
when your new character comes in.
Exactly. Me and Zoro on the same wavelength today.
For real, for real. When my high mind and your autism combined, we are unstoppable.
I don't
and
have
your
autism.
combined.
I just have an office job. I don't have autism.
Autistic people can have office jobs.
No, what I'm saying,
Okay.
that's why I'm brain dead, is because I have an office job.
Okay, so for Shamar.
I could have sworn you said that you were autistic before. My apologies.
Oh, I very well might be.
Dang.
Well,
I just haven't been.
my point still stands. Sorry, continue. Continue. Sorry, go ahead.
Beginning with Shamar. Shamar. I'll just kind of like continue it how it was from the last time. So, we'll have it before Zoro came in during your guys' fight. So, Shamar, you are here in the market and you had encountered Mercurio, and Mercurio had asked you for a spar. This is just to give a little bit of a recap because for some reason YouTube didn't fucking hold on to all the shit from before. And you guys had your combat. I'll still let you keep that nat 20 that you got yesterday.
Please.
Yes, I'll allow you to keep that nat 20. But I just need to make sure I put Celeste and Zoro in the right spot. I didn't have them here for a reason. Okay, and Jesus, why? Hold on. Why is the music so like upbeat? This is not like combat or anything. Hold on. I need to find a proper fucking music for this shit. Jesus Christ, this is gonna be.
Wait, Charlie
hell.
XCX is like the go-to.
Okay. We're gonna improv this a little bit. We're just gonna go ahead and go grab the YouTube one because that one has like more downtime music rather than combat music because we're not going into combat, so I don't know why it's playing combat music, but okay. Yes, I need that one. Okay.
Such intense music for just someone walking.
Yeah. Playing the Terminator theme.
And then just them picking up a flower in a meadow.
Yeah. Okay. If it will let me go to Mercurio's model. There you go. So Shamar, you had hit Mercurio with such a strike that it left an imprint on his face as he skidded past you on the ground. As you deftly sidestepped it. Celeste and Zoro, you guys see that you guys caught the tail end of that, and you guys see a Mercurio face plant and kind of like do a scorpion across the ground for a good few bits before he fully lands flat.
Damn, he got knocked the fuck out.
He did.
You got knocked the fuck out.
He got knocked the fuck out, man. We should probably go and check him out. Check out if he's okay, though.
Agreed.
Why am I flying?
I'm trying to fucking grab the
Zoro's
model
carrying
with
her
everybody
while
else.
we're flying over there.
You got wings, too?
You both make your way there as you see that Shamar is like shaking Mercurio, trying to wake him up. And Shamar, as you are trying to wake up Mercurio, you see that Celeste and Zoro come up.
And you guys give me like 15 minutes. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. So we'll
Cut to commercial break.
cut to commercial break. I guess in the meantime,
Who's
Okay.
making that noise?
breaks.
in the meantime for that, we'll kind of cut to Karuni for a little bit. For the meantime, so Karuni, you noticed that from the last session, you were before we were casually rudely interrupted because the stream died. You are teaching these kids. You're teaching these two children magic. Taught them specifically flame magic, from my recollection. Correct?
Yes.
All right. So you see that the little boy is having a bit of trouble trying to create at least like a small sphere of flame. You see him you see like his hands are straining really bad. He's like really like tunnel visioning onto it. But you see that the little girl is able to create like a perfect, almost like stream of flame in between her palms as you see her kind of like move it around in like wavy motions. As you see that the little boy, you see that the flame pops and it's gone, and you see that the little boy kind of collapses a little bit as he seems very worked up about that.
Pretty regards to the boy, and she's like having trouble there.
The little boy looks over at you. He says, "Yeah, I can't get it to work. I'm trying everything. I did it exactly the way you did, that you taught me, but it's not working. I don't know." You see that the little kid's expression kind of like turns to kind of like a saddened expression.
Well, I mean, flame magic maybe ain't for everybody. And then Celeste, like, it's Celeste. Brain dead. Kuruni thinks for a moment, and she's like, what if maybe we tried a different type of magic? How do you feel about ice magic?
You see that the little kid looks up. He says, I'll try it. Okay.
Alright. And then Kuruni, like, she forms like a ice like an ice sphere into her hand.
You were just gonna
shows
stop that
the-
ice.
Ice cold. Oh my god. Jesus. You see that as you create this sphere of ice, give me an Arcana check, if you will. So I don't think ice is a natural thing that Kuruni can cast usually, right?
Which
Unless
one?
you have like ray of frost, do you?
She has frostbite. Well, she does have shape water too, so.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, shape water works as well. Don't give me a check for that one then. You see that as you create this small sphere of, you see that you are like creating this small sphere of water, and as you create this small sphere of water, you see that the kid's eyes, you see that the little boy's eyes kind of widen in anticipation as you see that you're able to, you intricately add little bits of cold wind to it as you see that the water begins to like harden and form, and it turns into a perfectly spherical ice ball in your hand.
And then, Kurudi shows it, and she's like, well, I managed to learn good kinds of magic for this, but we'll start it slow. And then Kuruni, she's like, starting to teach him how she's able to do it.
Okay. As you start teaching the kid and showing like techniques and maybe ways that kind of like help him form it, you see that he is able to create a block of ice. Not exactly a very big one, but he creates like a small cube of ice in his hand. And you see that he grabs the ice and he looks at you with an approving look. He's like, look, I did it.
And then Kurudi, she pats his head, like she I don't know why I'm laughing so much. Kurudi pats his head, and she's like, well, we definitely still need more practice, but I have a feeling you're gonna be a great wizard someday.
You see that the little girl looks over and she says, "Oh, maybe I can try that." You see that she clasps her hand together, and you see that the flame dissipates. When she opens her hands again, you see her trying to like form water in her hand, but you see that the water it's not exactly in a very stable form. It's more so like just like a random blob of water that is forming, and you see that she's straining really hard to get it before she like lets go of concentration as the water falls to the floor and creates like a puddle.
Crudy just looks to the two of them and she's like, well, clearly there seems to be a lot of practice for the both of you, but I think in due time the two of you will manage, either with one element or maybe a mix of both. It's still a bit too early to know.
You see both of the children's eyes kind of look at you with wide amazement, like, we really can?
Well, yeah, anything's possible with magic.
You see that the children look at each other and say, "Okay, well, please, teach us."
I'll do my best. And meanwhile, Crudy turns, she's like, I have no idea what I'm gonna do.
With this little segment, we'll cut to Falcaril. Falcaril, from the last session, you had come into contact with Ignis, a supposed god, that was brought to your attention by some divination that you had casted in the last session. What is it that Falcaril does now? Because we're going to continue from there after her encounter with Ignis.
She had a certified yap session with William and the elven guy and the other one.
Balin.
I'm just trying to recall what happened last time. Really.
But I was gonna say
Tao.
we're probably gonna take it as a different approach this time because of the session that happened yesterday. So we're basically gonna be continuing from the major plot point of coming to contact with Ignis and then gaining a portion of Ignis's power per se that he says that he gave.
I didn't them.
I'm sorry?
I didn't yap with William or Balin or Tao.
Yeah, so we're gonna be continuing from the
We're
major plot
retconning
point.
it?
So yeah,
Okay.
we're kind of like retconning it a little bit just to
Okay, I just
fix
wanted
it
to
up
make
if you'd
sure I
like
was
to.
on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I was on the same page before I started like role playing. Okay. I think that Fowl, with this newfound knowledge, fuck! I'm an idiot. I meant to do something before the session and I didn't do it and I'm mad. I think that she would... Ooh. I'm trying to think. Does Falcaril know that Zoro's like a demon thing?
Falcaril would know that Zoro is a demon, but what type? Yeah, you know what, I'll give it to you. Falcaril would know that Zoro is a demon and would know some bits of his race, not too much information.
Okay. And I can't talk to Mara. You said she's missing. She's not around. Or is she around?
You can
Can I yap with her?
If you can find her.
Okay.
Let's see. To your current knowledge, for Falcaril's knowledge, she knows that Mara went back to the tavern when they finished speaking.
So I'm gonna head back to the tavern.
Okay.
See who's there.
You head on back to the tavern, and as you make your way back, as you are making your way back into the tavern, you notice that there is still there's still a bunch of the elven people. You can see Balin and Tal speaking with some of the elven villagers that have survived. William is also there, but William seems to be preoccupied with some teachings of magic that he knows to some of the elven mages.
Got it. And like, this is just a question. You don't have to give me an answer to this. About William, would he have had like picked up that there's like a shift in her magic or no? Like if she walked by him?
That'd have to be foreseen.
Okay. So she walks past all those people, and she's kind of like looking around for Mara because she likes Mara better than William. She doesn't really care for William that much. She prefers Mara, so she's looking for her around the tavern.
Okay. As you are, moving past William and kind of like going upstairs to try to go find Mara, you end up bumping into one of the maids that's trying to come downstairs with some of the food. You see her kind of like with a plate full of food that's like leftovers, like chicken bones and like scraps and whatever and whatnot. She's bringing it downstairs. You see that the maid looks over at you. She's, "Oh dear, excuse me," as she is like, trying to make her way past you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you. Do you want me to help? I can clean a little bit if you need.
You see that the maid looks over. She says, "Oh, no, I don't think I can do that. I'm sorry. I need to make my way downstairs. If you need anything, speak to some of the maids downstairs." As you see that she kind of passes by with the stuff, and kind of like slowly making her way down the steps, making her way back downstairs. As you see her going downstairs, Tailspire is lagging really bad. Okay, there you go. As you see her making her way downstairs, you see that there's the empty room, but you also notice some rumblings happening in the storage area.
She is gonna go to the storage area.
Okay. As you are making your way into the storage area, you see that the storage area is very dark. It's not exactly any lights in this room that you can kind of see. But amongst these rumblings, you can hear someone in here.
Okay, that's comforting. She's gonna... Let me see if there's anything I can do to make it not dark in here. No, there's not. Okay, I think she's just gonna speak up and be like, "Hey, like, who is in here? Like, what are you doing in here?"
On hearing this, you see that a shadow kind of like shifts out from behind the boxes, and you see an eye, so you see one singular eye out in the darkness, kind of peering back at you. Before you see that the figure, almost like disappears into the sinking into the floor. As you see that they fully just disappear out of here, and you no longer feel another presence in this room with you now.
She shrugs. She's like, "Okay then. That's nice. I love a good haunted place. That's cool. Can I make like an Arcana check or an investigation check just to see if that thing was like a monster?"
Yeah. So give me either an Arcana or an investigation check.
Using the mobile app again, you guys. So it's take me a minute. I'm gonna do Arcana. I got I just can't read. I got a 14. I thought I got a nat 1 again. I didn't though. Almost, but I didn't.
What were you checking it? Is an Arcana investigation? I couldn't hear because you were lagging.
Arcana.
Arcana. You can sense that this magic is definitely not of any type of creature, like any type of beast or anything. The magic is not exactly very powerful too, so you wouldn't think that this person would be any like mage or anything, any type of magical class.
So it's like an ooze.
Yeah. Not exactly an ooze, but it's
okay.
The magic itself is not like
ooze,
of any.
but it's like an ooze.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. It's like that one monster in Doors. Got it. Okay. She walks out of the room, out of the storage closet, because there's not anything else for her in there.
Yep.
And she.
As you are making your way out, you hear footsteps, and you can see Mara coming up the steps.
Oh, actually, who I was looking for. Cool. Hi, Miss Mara.
You see that Mara kind of looks up at you and she says, "Oh dear, it's good to see you again. Anything you got a problem with?" One thing you notice is you see kind of like almost like a hand on her shoulder. From what you see, like it's not a humanoid hand or not a human hand. It looks humanoid.
She points to Mara and she goes, "What's that doing there?"
You see Mara she kind of looks at you. She says, what you pointing at?" You see her kind of looking around confusedly.
There's a hand on your shoulder.
You see Mara looks at her shoulder. She says, "Are you all right? I'm not seeing anything."
Whatever. That doesn't really matter. It's there. You're just old or something. Anyways, I found out a way to kill the Great Old One.
Oh? And what would that be?
So I found this. She pulls out the little marble thing from her pack. And I casted like a spell that let me talk to like the deity that this belonged to. And he said that I have to find this guy, and then after I find this guy, he'll kill the Great Old One.
Well, alright. Are you sure you heard him right? Because there aren't many deities that would go toe-to-toe with an old one, so it's...
He said he would do it himself. I wouldn't even have to raise a finger. All I have to do is deal with this guy, this guy. Revere, I think his name was.
Revere Wilkins,
I didn't say his last name.
Well, you said Wilkins.
No, I didn't. I said Revere.
Oh.
I did not. I did not.
Oh, sorry.
I was trying to find a way to make you call Revere.
Sorry. No, because when you said Revere, your mic like cut in. I thought you said Wilkins afterwards. So
no.
Sorry, I didn't hear it right. Sorry.
Mr. Revere, sir.
You see that Mara looks at you. She says, "Revere. I've known a couple Reveres in my life, but any particular special Revere you're looking for?" Or?
I think he's like a cleric or something. I think his last name is Wilkins. I don't really recall.
Right. Revere Wilkins. I think I might remember him. I think I remember he follows a deity of judgment or something. I don't remember. The deity it follows was Nox. Right, Nox. Anything particular you want with him, or?
Oh, I don't know if I want to tell her the truth. I think I'm gonna lie to Mara.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, like the deity just wanted me to talk to him. You know, give him a prophecy. I'm gonna roll
Give me a deception check.
Yeah. Why do I roll so low every single time I do anything ever? I got an 8. I got an 8.
You see that Mara's face. She's like, you know, that kind of like sassy look that like with the cross arms and everything. She kind of looks at you. She says, "Mm-hmm. What is the real reason you're finding Revere Wilkins?"
Well, I mean, I have to find him in order to get rid of the Great Old One. Because the god that I met up with, that I talked to, he's like, he and Revere have beef. So I think I have to kill him.
You see Mara's face kind of. You see Mara kind of like squint out. She's like, "You need to kill a priest of a deity."
I think so.
Okay. Listen, I've heard a lot of dumb things in my life, but this has to be one of them, because you're going to be pissing off another deity. A deity is not something you want to piss off, girl, so what's the real reason you're going to be looking for this guy?
I'm not lying.
You see Mara kind of like look at you with like that sass, looks like,
Like, I found this marble. I passed divination. I talked to this guy.
What guy?
Ignis, I think his name was. And he told me that I have to free him, and I'm guessing the only way to do that is to kill Revere.
You don't know the history of Ignis, do you?
No, but I'll figure it out. And we're friends, so I don't, I'm not gonna
No one
fail him.
can make friends with Ignis. Ignis was known as the Lone Flame, you know that? And there's a reason. The destructive capabilities he had when he was, well, hell, here on this plane made it difficult for any life to be born. Ignis was a danger to everybody. Ignis had
Well, he's not a danger to me.
Well, maybe not to you, but maybe when you free him, he'll once again be another danger to everybody. And I don't mean just in this plane, girl. Not just this plane, but in the plane next over. Probably if we die from him.
But he's gonna get rid of the Great Old One. And I'm sure I could talk to him and I could be like, hey, don't do it. Besides, he's giving me his power in the process, so he won't even be like that much around.
There's a lot of things about Ignis you need to learn, girl. And if you want help finding Wilkins, I will help you. But I will definitely not be aiding in the destruction of this realm. Girl, that's crazy.
Okay,
once people find out that you're gonna try to free Ignis from whatever prison he seems to be held in, all of a sudden you're gonna make an enemy of not just all of these people here in this realm. She sees that, she kind of like points down. She's like, not in this realm, but you're gonna make enemies in the next realm over. And who knows? Maybe there's more old ones than the one that probably captured you. You'll be making enemies of them too.
Okay. Then I'll kill them. Think about it. I'm going to be helping a lot of people. I'm going to be freeing all these people of the pacts that they were put under unknowingly. That's ruining their lives. You said it yourself. It's draining my life force.
Well, listen, all right? It's a good thing you want to help people, and I understand that. I want to help people too. But this is not the way to do it. if you're gonna rely on Ignis of all people, you shouldn't be. Soon as Ignis is free from whatever prison he's held in, he's gonna cause havoc everywhere in this world, and maybe in the next world over. So, if you're gonna be putting it like this, if you free Ignis, you might as well sign your death warrant, because who knows if he's even gonna keep you around. Ignis had nobody with him when he caused his whole havoc when he was around. He didn't have anybody with him. They called him the Dangerous Flame. He was alone for a reason. Nobody could get close to him.
He also knows that I'm not giving him the marble back until he does the job for me. It's like he's in the pact with me, not the other way around.
Did you end up signing something that might, sell your soul to him, or he sells his soul to you, or whatnot?
No, but it's like a
the odds
a
are not
verbal
in your
agreement.
the odds are not in your favor. Deities like to lie to people, especially us humans, elves, whatever else is out there. They lie to us all the time, telling us, "Oh, we're gonna have special powers. This, special powers that, free us from this." But all the other things that have happened before, tyrants, dictators, all types of stuff that happened before in history, all that stuff was because deities lied to us. So I wouldn't recommend doing this. I will help you find Wilkins, but you gotta find another way to free yourself from this, because freeing Ignis is not the right way.
I mean, no one else has given me better answers, solutions. Oh, you gotta talk to Lee. I would rather die. I simply would rather have the Great Old One kill me himself than talk to Lee again. Travel through the mountains, I don't have time for that. This will solve my problem and a lot of other people's problems.
No, and instead, you're gonna get yourself enslaved to Ignis for eternity. Is that what you're asking for?
I'm already with the Great Old One. I'd rather have someone who is on my side than have the fuck all Great Old One.
On your side. Ignis does not side with anybody. That's why he was alone, causing his own problems. He was alone, being some type of problem for not just us, but for the gods themselves to deem him dangerous, to put him in some prison. Okay, so that's why he's not here.
But he's not shit without me.
And that's how he's supposed to be. He's not supposed to be anybody. If he becomes somebody again, it's going to be another danger to everyone.
I don't know.
Listen, I will gladly help you find Wilkins if you have just a better way to resolve this. If you have
Why would you help me find Wilkins if you know what I'm going to do?
You need to find a better way to sort your situation with the Great Old One. I can't help you find Wilkins for some dangerous thing for not just us, but for all of reality, for all I know. So, last thing we want to do is free Ignis, and we all become slaves to him.
I don't know. I'm not convinced you know it all.
Well, history says otherwise, and if there's any more history, it's probably buried somewhere where nobody's supposed to find it. So if there's other things that explain Ignis's problem, then maybe you can bring it up, and we'll talk about it at another time. But for right now, I can't help you with Ignis.
May I cast... Okay, you can say no. I'm okay with that. I have comprehend languages. Can I cast it on the marble as more proof of Ignis in this moment and during this argument with her?
Okay, yeah, you can go ahead. You can go ahead and cast. What was it? Comprehend.
It's
languages?
a ritual.
Yeah, so
comprehend languages.
You can comprehend languages. So when you cast comprehend languages, you see that sorry, excuse me. You see that the marble, though you can't see it through the naked eye, but when you cast comprehend languages, you see that there's all sorts of like these small like these small little sigils that glow as you look at it, but they're like very small that it's kind of hard to see. But you can see that there's like a bunch of like sigils that like wrap itself around this marble.
Interesting. But I can't like understand what the demonic language on it was.
You can see that the like some parts of it kind of like translate, like some letters and some words kind of translate. You see that some words say like off ward, protection. Some of the other ones are like certain demonic words that doesn't really make sense to you. But you see that this has a bunch of runes on it for something. Most likely, from what you can deduce from what you see, is mostly like a keep out rune, more so.
That doesn't help prove her point that Ignis isn't a bad guy. She can fix him. That's Falcrow's argument. I can fix him.
She can fix
she's, she'll nod and be like, okay, that's really unproductive, thanks. Yeah. I don't know, bro.
Well, find another way, and maybe I'll help.
For someone who's, been trapped, you'd think you'd have sympathy.
For Ignis, no sympathy for him. He can stay in there he can stay in whatever prison or hell he is in for all I care. Ignis is a danger to everyone.
I think we're gonna have to agree to disagree on this one. I think
so.
For some people, he can be a benefit. And I happen to be one of those people. And besides, I could always, change my mind. It's not like I have a soul pact with him and, like, I have him in check, So...
Listen, deities and gods are unpredictable. They'll say one thing, but their actions speak another. So all we can really do is just wait it out. If you have another way, I might be able to help you. But if you're gonna try to go free Ignis from whatever prison he's in, I can't help you there.
Well... safe travels, I guess.
You see a concerned look on Mara's face. She says, and you too. As she kind of like steps past you and goes over to her room. Karuni, you see that you overhear a little bit of an argument between Mara and Falcor, as you see Mara kind of make her way back to the rooms and goes to sleep. Okay, from here we're gonna cut from Falcor real quick, and we're gonna cut back to Zoro, Mercurio, and Celeste during the meantime. During this time, Celeste, you've been casting some healing magics to kind of get Mercurio into a more conscious state. You see that Mercurio's hand kind of like twitches every now and then, but there's no proper like movement in him yet. As you see, his left eye has rolled literally to the back of his head. You see only white.
Oh.
Yeah, nah, he. What did you hit?
Celeste smacks his head. Lately, she's like, "Wake up."
As you kind of like tap his face, you see that Mercurio's hand like twitches upward and like has his palm your wrist in his palm, but hasn't like closed his hand. So it's more so of like a wide high five, pretty much, as he has your wrist in his hand.
I don't think. Is that a good sign?
Well, I've suffered my fair share of concussions in my time. I think he's okay. He's moving, unless he's a zombie.
I don't think I want that.
Mercurial, buddy. Zoro's just gonna poke him with the bottom of his glaive. You okay there?
As you poke him, you see that his eye quickly comes back, and you see he like grabs his mace and like quickly aims it towards you in your direction, like chin away from like one of the spikes on his mace, and he looks over, he's like, oh, uh, oh, sorry. He like lowers his mace and like moves his arm away from your wrist, Celeste. Like, oh, sorry. Habit. You see that he rubs his left eye as he like slowly gets up. He's like, oh,
It's a good habit, brother. Do not worry too much.
thanks. Say, why are we in a forest again?
I don't know.
Because you got beat up, man.
Really?
Yeah.
You asked me to spar with you.
You see that he looks over. He's like, oh, Shamar, you're here. What brings you here?
You asked me to spar with you, and there was a decisive opening, so I decided to leave a decisive hit.
Oh, was that what happened? Huh. Could explain.
I'm sorry if you are not prepared, but are you okay?
No, I'm good. Just like feels kind of weird. You see him kind of like moving his bottom jaw. He's like, feels like my bottom jaw is like clicking. Kind of hurts. Ugh. I'll be fine. Ugh. You see that he rubs his left eye. He's like, whew, must have been a good strike if you hit me that hard. Oof.
Yes, are you sure your jaw is perhaps not broken?
Oh, I've had a couple hits to my jaw before, so it'll probably fix itself in the morning. Probably.
Shamar will just look between, like, him, Celeste, and Zoro and just be like, well, if it's happened before, she'll just, like, shrug her shoulders and be like, alright, if you say so.
Yeah. He looks over at you. He looks over at you, Zoro, and says like, so, brings you guys out here to the forest?
Well, I was just at the market getting ingredients to make apple pie.
You see Mercurial looks, he's like, really?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes! Yeah! He looks over at you, Zoro, he's like, you gotta try Celeste apple pie. It's really good. I don't know what it is, but there's something about the apple pie, and it's just way too good. Better than other apple pies that I've had. I don't know how she does it, but it's just too good.
I think I'll let you enjoy this one, Mercurio. Don't worry. All for you.
All right.
Oh, and we also would Celeste and Zoro already know about the tournament?
Yeah, so this was after you guys got the pamphlet for the tournament.
Okay. And then Celeste takes out the pamphlet. She's like, also we found this, as she like holds out the pamphlet.
You see
Looks
that
like they're having a tournament here.
You see that Mercurio kind of like takes the pamphlet, kind of looks at it, he's like, oh, tournament. I wonder how long it's been since I've been in one. It's probably been way too long. He kind of like goes over and like nudges you in the shoulder, Shamar. He's like, hey, how do you feel about joining this? As he shows you the pamphlet of the tournament.
So, tournament for sword exercising? Why would you need me to join?
Well, I mean, it's good. It's good to get back into some combat, but I also want to see how it's like when you kind of like go a bit more all out, you know?
Well, I suppose I will have to see. It would take a bit of time. Like, I need to hide my ears. I need to make sure everyone is safe, you know. It's not something I can
It's
drop
fine.
on
I don't think you need to worry about hiding your ears or anything. I think you should be fine. Oh,
All right.
he looks over at you, Zoro's like, you You gonna come too?
I was the one that wanted to invite y'all, both of you actually.
Oh. Uh, you see that he kind of like punches his hand. He's like, how long has it been since I've been in combat? Well, as serious as that one at least. Well, I'm gonna go get set up because I'm gonna go get myself some drinks. Anybody want anything? You guys want any drinks?
You know,
Just
Mercurio, I think you just should go ahead, go back to the tavern, and just rest your head. Uh, I'm sure Celeste here would be more than happy to just go ahead and get y'all settled up.
I have to start preparing the pie anyways. That takes a while.
Oh, all right. Well, I guess we'll see you two back at the tavern. As he kind of like gives you like a look, Celeste, of like let's go, and you guys both make your way back to the tavern, leaving both Shamar and Zoro here.
Okay. What would the piece of paper still be with Mercurio?
Um, that depends if you want Mercurio to still have it. Do you want him to still have it, or do you want it back?
Yeah, actually, it was really needed. I don't know why.
So you
Um,
don't need it, right?
no, it's fine. It's fine.
All right. So it's just you and Shamar here.
Um, Zoro is just gonna look at Mercurio and Celeste. Mercurio waddling back to the tavern with a spirit of sobriety falling behind him, and then he's gonna go ahead, look back at Shamor, and say, "Well, I didn't necessarily hear a no to the invitation that me and Mercurio set up."
I I mean, I don't want to, you know, needlessly throw myself in things, but if it's needed for me to join, I always can. What is the point of this tournament? I mean,
Well,
of course,
um, there's no necessary importance. It's just more so a way to pass the time while we wait for Eric to come by, as well as for us to, just make sure that we stay in top fighting shape.
eh, I I don't know. I mean, I still have. Who would guard the tavern while I was gone? The other people, I would have to hide the ears. If anyone was going to watch, they should hide
Well,
theirs.
actually, I could offer you some soldiers on Riverfall here that I've trained myself to guard them in your stead. Obviously, not just one, however, is needed. And I will pick the ones I know I can trust so that they will keep it on the low that your people are here.
All right, I see. Why do you want me to join this tournament so bad? Is there a reason?
Well, considering our first altercation with you being able to, create shadows, already I was intrigued in how you fight. And then me, seeing the big ass dent on the side of his head that, you left Mercurio, can definitely tell you can hold your own against a skilled warrior.
So it is to see my capabilities then, yes?
I'm sorry?
So you wish to see my capabilities then, yes? Is that so?
No, I mean, not necessarily capabilities. I can already see you're capable, but, fighting alongside another fighter is definitely not something that I am going to turn down.
I I see. Is this the normal here? The tournaments?
Normal. Well, I'm from hell from majority of my life, so I wouldn't really know. But in hell, we have our own sort of tournaments as well, and if they're any similar to the ones back at home, I'm sure It'll be pretty enjoyable and fun to do.
Oh, right. I see. Uh, well then, suppose final question, if you will. Would it be prudent, or how you say, a good idea for me to, I suppose, show that we are here then, like a first awareness, and then like Shema will motion to her ears and be like,
Mm-hmm.
show that we are here, that we are capable, that we are, I don't know how to say it, uh, uh, perhaps that we are not cruel. I don't know how you say.
Mm. Um, well, considering where my origins are from, um, I would say, if anything, it'd be similar to my experience. People sometimes are gonna lash out in anger because they don't know who you are or who I was either. But with time, as long as you show that you are someone who is shows human characteristics, compassion, very open mindfulness, anything that allows someone to feel more at ease around you, it will definitely help to reflect back onto, the rest of your kind. So yeah, I feel it would definitely be the first step to doing something like that.
All right, then you have yourself a deal. You need me to fight. I need a way to present myself to the people, so you say. I am in.
Well,
And I,
we have 6 days for that, so it does give us some time. However, and around this time, Zoro's gonna start walking towards the tavern as well.
Okay.
So, I do have another question to ask.
yes,
Well, as you can see, Mercurio has been a bit rusty. Has been resting and hasn't exactly been on top of his A game. So if he does want to join this tourney, we're gonna have to be training. Probably specifically me, since I'm basically the more talented fighter.
mhm.
But I was also wondering if you yourself would be interested to join us.
Well, we are all going to be in the same tournament, which would only make sense, yes? I would not want Mercurio to take another blow as bad as today. I was
Oh
going to
yes,
not to
no,
help,
definitely not. That would be terrible.
but I must say, he did not feel that out of practice to me. I was dodging strikes that I thought I might never have been able to dodge. When you feel the weight of a mace coming down on you, it is hard to imagine he was out of practice. You trained him
Um,
well.
that you would have to thank Bapril. I more so recently joined the group. Bapril's actually his master, his teacher, as you would say.
I see. Well, he was taught very well, I must say.
Yes, he
But
was.
I will say it is nice to meet Mercurio and you yourself. I don't know. It has been hard for me to acclimate. I am supposed to go with what feels right, but I have, well, you've been trained your whole life to focus on the action. The words seem far less important. It's just nice to have something familiar, so you say.
I can agree with you on that one. That's why I'm also happy Macario is back and seems like he's himself again. A lot of times I've been in this group. If Macario hasn't been around and Babro is not here, I feel a little out of place since everyone else here, they fight, but they also have a bit of a reliance on magic. Not necessarily somebody like us. They are great fighters in their own way. They are just not the same kind of fighters. And that's what I kind of been missing. And I'm very happy that Meeting you as well as having Mercurio back helps.
Yes. Well, I am happy I can provide you the same peace I can give it. It is nice to have the feeling that you can understand, or that you can finally fit into a certain place, if you will.
Yes, it is very good.
And Shamar will just like hold out, her hand for a handshake to Zoro and just be like, "It has been good speaking to you. You have my aid in the Academy if you need it."
It has been good speaking with you as well. And Zoro's gonna go ahead, grab her arm, and from last session, gonna go ahead and headbutt. I feel like um that we should just keep it the way that it went, not re-roll it. I
Yeah,
think it went pretty
so
well.
that's what I was about to ask you guys if you guys want to still keep the rolls from the last session that broke down, or if you guys want to have
Please.
new rolls. Um, so you see that Shamar, you see that as Zoro puts out a hand to kind of like give a handshake, you see that as you kind of like put your hand into his for the handshake, you see that his and his like fingers wrap around your hand. You feel his grip change almost instantly, like a vice. Like you put your hand into like a vice immediately, and you see Zoro like cock his head back as you see him like slam you with his forehead directly centered of your own forehead as well. But with your own grit and experiences of taking very bad blunt strikes to the face, this felt like any ordinary hit. And you see that as Zoro kind of like moves his head back into place, you see Zoro, you see that her head left just a small mark.
Oh, wow.
And then Shamar will just like grab his fucking hand in the vice grip that he grabbed hers and just like fucking pull him forward into the headbutt.
You see, Zoro, you feel as well that as your hand is in there and you kind of like relax the muscles in your hand, you feel that you cannot move your hand either, as you feel Shamar's grip change instantly as well into a vice grip around your hand, and you see her, like you did, cock her head back and headbutt you directly. Because she is maybe a little shorter, she pulled you towards her, and you feel the headbutt more towards the center of your face by your nose, and you see that as you kind of like both recoil backwards, you see that Shamar, you look and you see that maybe a little bit of blood starts to come out of Zoro's nose.
Shamar will just like look at him and be like, "What was that? Some kind of tradition? Did I do it?"
You have to meet my family one day, man. And my sister. And then Zoro will go ahead, let go of her hand, and head back to the tavern. Or, Shamar can follow, if anything.
As you
Yeah,
guys
Shamar will
make your as you guys make your way back inside the tavern, you see that there's some food laid out in the main area, and you see Mercurio kind of like filling up a plate of food. He's like, "Hey, you guys came back. What happened? I heard a loud booming sound outside."
Oh, well, our little tournament ally here is very strong. I'll tell you that much. And
You see Mercurio laugh.
Mercurio,
He's like,
starting tomorrow,
"Oh,
we will be training, all three of us, for this tournament.
really?"
Yes.
Yeah.
You see Mercurio almost like a child, like his eyes light up. He's like, "Yes! Finally get to some more proper training. Oh man, swinging at trees was getting kind of boring. Now I get to actually do some proper sparring. Yeah!" By the way, some of the maids kind of laid out some foods. If you guys want to eat something from that, from whatever happened, go ahead and take some. I'm just waiting on. I'm just gonna eat a little bit before I wait for Celeste pie. And you see that as Mercurio says, "Eat a little bit." You kind of look at his plate, and his plate is like literally like filled to the brim with like a bunch of like random assortments of like fruits, vegetables, meats that is just piled onto it. It looks almost as if it's like an abomination on his plate.
Zoro's gonna look at Shamar like, and you know what's crazy? He's actually telling the truth.
His?
Oh,
Yeah.
truth about what?
Nothing, buddy. Go ahead and have a seat.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm gonna go sit over on the side and probably eat something before I wait for Celeste pie. As you see him kind of like go over and take a seat over on the other side of the tavern, and as you see him sit down, both of you guys can see him like when he sits down and puts his plate down and everything. You see him just start wolfing away at the plate.
Is
Well,
the food
uh,
going anywhere?
he has a bottomless pit for a stomach.
I see. I see. Well, a well-fed warrior is a, well, good warrior on the battlefield, so they say.
Yes, definitely. I must take my leave. I have
Yeah.
something to do. I will be in my room. Mercurio,
You
I'll
see
talk to you
that
later.
you see that Mercurio on the other table, like his face kind of like stuffed with food. He's like, mm.
Shamar, I'll see you later.
Shamar just bows and like goes back and takes her place by the door to guard it.
All right, so you
Uh,
go back to your place by the door. Go ahead, Zoro. Sorry.
and then Zara's just gonna head to his room.
Okay. Um, as you are making your way upstairs, you feel some surges of magic, but you also see that Falkroll seems to have just been looking at a book over by the stairs as you kind of pass by. I don't know if you say anything to Shamar, but or not Shamar, to Falkroll. Sorry.
Nah, let her do her thing.
All right. Um, as you make your way upstairs to your room, you see that you hear children laughing as you look over and see Karuni over on the balcony with two children, two elven children.
Courtney notices Zoro and she's like, "Oh, been a while, hasn't it?"
It's been a couple days, I would assume. Yes.
And she excuses herself from the children. She's like, "All right, y'all keep practicing." And over, she says it before approaching Zoro.
You hear the elven children go, "Aww," as you see that as you see them that they like both go back to doing some more practice as you approach Zoro.
Now, what's the news?
Um, I got a new toy to play with, and then he's gonna show her the glaive that he got.
Karuni, as you see that he like unveils this glaive that he has, you can feel an air of like you can feel a very strong chill in the air, almost like you are in a very dense uh snowstorm that is very very cold as he unravels the blade.
Well, bye, Astra. This is a mighty fun work. Where'd you get it from?
Well, our lovely blacksmith Aragon. It's gonna help me with something. By the way, don't know if you are interested in it. Might be a little busy with your princess duties, but we have a tournament that's coming up. Me, Mercurio, and Shamar are gonna be attending to it, and she said that she might need someone in replacement for defending it while we go. So, if you want, I could ask for some of the soldiers in Ravenfall to take her place while she's there.
Well, she has been great help here. I won't lie, but you know what? Yeah, if she wants to join the tournament, let her. She needs some time to herself, anyways. Get to know you guys and just enjoy herself.
Yes, I 100% agree. Um, any help that you will need from some of the people that I ask over at the Ravenfall Army, they'll be more than happy to help you. Well, not army, but the people who I train.
Anyone under your wing, Zoro? I'm more than happy to receive their help.
Perfect. Well, I'm gonna head to my room now. It was good catching up with you. I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later, Zoro.
You see Karuni, you see that Zoro makes his way to his room, and Zoro, you make your way to your room. You close the door. What is it that you do here? Do you just go to bed, or do you kind of like
So,
do anything else?
it's just gonna sort of like place out the glaive on the bed, and it's just gonna sort of like stand over it, and it's gonna basically try and go ahead and meditate to make that glaive his pack weapon.
All right, I like the sound of that. Um, so there's no proper like sword, or there's no proper like blade, like spear model to put in. So just leave it like that. So you see that you take your glaive that's still raveled, and you put it onto the bed, and as you put it, you begin to create it into a packed weapon. Uh, do describe how Zoro will go through with this.
Um, for the major part, it's just gonna be more so him just kind of closing his eyes because he's never meditated before, so he's just kind of like closing his eyes and putting his hands over it and just thinking, make it into a magic weapon, and then just like continuously saying that in his head, and then it just works, and he just keeps on doing that.
It just works. Um, so you kind of like put your hand about maybe about like a few feet like before touching it, and kind of like move your hand up and down the glaive as you kind of mumble to yourself, make it a magic weapon, make it a magic weapon. um as you know, you have your eyes closed, and you feel a small bit of warmth emanate from your hand as your eyes are closed, kind of like that kind of kind of what the fuck is it? What the fuck is that term called? I'm so brain dead today. Um Remain, sorry. You feel that warmth kind of like remain in your hand for maybe a good minute or two before the warmth kind of dissipates. And you open your eyes to see that your glaive still there. You
Okay,
have made your glaive into a packed weapon.
all right, cool. Then Zoro, for the most part, is just gonna go ahead, put away his glaive,
Okay.
kind of think it away, and then just gonna sit on the bed and um wait for Coco and his brother to arrive.
Coco and his brother. Okay. Oh, Peachy, no! Stop barking at the door, man.
That's Coco saying that he's
It's Coco. Um, we'll cut to a little bit of some Celeste. So Celeste, you're down there in the kitchen, making up a pie. As you know, one of the maids is kind of also there, kind of prepping up some more food to kind of lay out. Um, in the meantime, as you are, making this pie, you kind of hear some gossiping around from some of the maids, kind of like whispering some stuff to you, like, did you see that? Did you see that big green guy going upstairs? The other one's like, yeah, he looks really handsome, and like you can kind of hear like little murmurs here and there from them. As you finish making the pie, you go out and you see that Mercurio has like a plate that has like dozens of like bones on it. You see there's like scraps of fruit that is just laid out on the side as Mercurio um, kind of like sits there with his like arms or like his hands behind his head, kind of like leaning backward in the chair a little bit.
Celeste then approaches with like the pie. I believe at this point it'll be like warm. And she holds and she's like, I guess you don't want a slice now.
You see Mercurio's like, oh, excuse me. No, of course I want a slice. I just wanted to eat something small so that I kind of, because I kind of got a little hungry after the battle, so I just wanted to eat something small before I had some pie.
This is your idea of small? And she looks like to like the empty plates and she's like, all right then, and she sets the pie down. She's like, help yourself.
Yeah, you see that Mercurio kind of like gets up and like gives you another bear hug before he goes back and kind of sits down. This time, you usually see him kind of like wolfing down the pie, usually like wolfing down like the food and everything. But with the pie, you see him kind of like gently, kind of like slowly cut into it bit by bit, kind of like getting like that perfect triangle shape of like a cut of pie as he like you see him with like the plate full of like bones and everything. He kind of like shoves off some of the bones and stuff off his plate as he puts the pie down. He's like, ah, that's the one I remember seeing before. And you see him kind of like breaking off pieces of it bit by bit and eating it until until like that slice of pie is gone. It's like, whew, wow. I always gotta mention it. You make a mean slice of apple pie. Oh man.
I didn't really do anything special with it. I mean, and she like kind of like mumbling to herself. She's like, I mean, I kind of did use this instead of that. That's the only thing they had in the kitchen, anyways. But